Folks, we're back with another Porter Wagoner song, courtesy of Jason Halverson. Jason, shout out to you. Thank you for the gift and request, my friend. Moses Jones. I don't think I know this. The only other song that I've done with the name Moses in it was Jerry Reed's Amos Moses, and that was one of the funniest songs ever that I ever heard. About a dad using his son as like alligator bait. That's just messed up. Anyway, let's see what Moses Jones is all about. Yeah, I don't know this song. Porter, old time, real deal. He'll forever be connected to Dolly Parton, too, as we know. Well, that's a pretty beginning.
I was raised by an old black man named Moses Jones. In his shack by a cotton patch we called home. He took the lead and plowed the sod. I lay behind his busting clods. We both worked to make that place a home. Once he told me about a girl named Jenny Lynn. He said he wondered why she'd fell in love with him. I said, where's your Jenny now? He just looked up to the clouds, the way he looked up every now and then. And he said, now I'm coming, never more to roam. I can feel your arms reaching for me, Jenny. I'm coming home. One summer day we laid his soul to rest. In his faded overalls they had him dressed. But he had wanted it that way. Many times I'd heard him say Jenny would not know me in a suit and vest. Now many years have come and gone, and when I told my boy about me and Moses Jones, about the hard times that we had, he just smiled and said, now Dad. I grabbed my old slouch hat, said come on. All day we drove till we came to a big oak tree. There were tears in his eyes when he looked up at me. Beneath the wildflowers lay the stone where I had chiseled Moses Jones. After all these years, still plain enough to read. And it read, I'm coming,
Jenny.
never more to roam. I can feel your arms reaching for me, Jenny. I'm coming home. I'm coming, never more to roam. I can feel your arms reaching for me, Jenny. I'm coming home.
What a way of putting it. What a way of putting it. I can feel your arm reaching for me. Oh, the theme of that song reminds me of another song, and I can't quite place it. But it was just, I mean, it was beautiful that he then brought his son there, and he could still see the stone that he chiseled Moses Jones and the words into it. You know, that's just one of the things you don't think about with, like, whether it's a headstone or it's just a slate with, you know, something chiseled into it, that doesn't fade. I mean, you go, you know, so we all know they're generally somewhere in our town or not far away, and there's a cemetery somewhere that's a couple hundred years old, and you could still read the headstones, or you could still read the stones that are just, you know, what do you call the ones that just go on the ground? It's just, you know, the stone plaques or something, and you can still read it because it just doesn't dissolve. You know, rock and stone stay that way, and under the oak tree. He brought his son, and they saw, his son was sort of crying. But I wonder how this was received, because in a fuller context, when you place things in their time context, here's a song of a white kid being raised by a black man. And nowadays, we wouldn't even think much of that. But back then, when the song came out, I'm going to guess maybe 60s, possibly. It might have been like revolutionary in a sense that would happen. And it's beautiful heart behind that. And I don't know if that had anything to do with the writing of the song, or if this was actually a true story. But I always wonder about the social context of things too. But that aside, Porter just went right through the song, just sang it beautifully. Yeah, and then I wonder, like, was this post Dolly, after Dolly had left, and I Will Always Love You and all that, or pre Dolly, or while she was there, because Porter was still doing his thing, as we know, with his music. So, all right, Jason, I'm gonna rate that song, and oh gosh, maybe on the strength of the beauty of the story, but the number that popped into my head was a 9.0. Like, there wasn't anything fantastic about the instrumentation. It was all about the story. And here's the thing: if this happens to be an ode to a real man, I wouldn't have rated it, right? And it might be, but I don't know that it is. I'm treating this as though this is a story, not a real one, not a real story, but this is one just of, I don't know, that the songwriter created for some purpose, maybe just to get the theme across or something. But nonetheless, just on the way Porter sang it, it was just, and the beautiful heart behind it. And then he passed it along to his own kid and took him to underneath the oak tree to just pay their respects and let his son see the man that raised him. And they both had hard times, and but they made the best of it, the two of them, Moses Jones and the boy in this story who grew up to be a man. So there it is. All right, Jason, thank you for that, my friend. And I have another one of Porter's coming up tomorrow, courtesy of a gift from Jason Halverson. Have a great day, folks. Oh, and Jason, I'll be wearing the other hat for tomorrow's. Have a great day. I'll see you in another video, and keep rocking the country.